Ebony.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're
See Potential. See Potential is a business focused on cultivating a full cycle of BIPOC representation in maritime, and it shows up through youth engagement and consulting work within the maritime industry. We have 2 tracks to our company that helps us carry that out. The youth engagement track, we're focused on helping youth foster heart-based connections to water by acknowledging the individual and generational trauma that exists for people of color around water, but also talking about the culture and resiliency around water, incorporating tools for healing, creating more opportunities and community for positive experiences with water. And then we're doing some maritime career exploration programming because we really feel like it's a lack of awareness more than it's a lack of interest for our youth to get into these career paths.
And our other track, which is corporate advancement, is helping maritime industry and organizations become a workplace that is promoting representation over assimilation. And so this shows up in a variety of different ways. Mostly is connecting them with community because there's a lack of connection so that they can grow as an industry. It's kind of funny, we like to say like they're maybe 50 years behind just because of that similar perspective and way of being within the industry. And so as they continue to put their values out there that they're saying, like when they want to connect to BIPOC communities and actually going out and learning from them, we want to support that as they do that. And then the other side is just giving them knowledge around what it's like to work with people from different backgrounds and perspectives and how you can make space for that within the workplace and make sure that, again, it's not just bringing them within maritime, but also helping with that longevity and retention within the workplace. I feel like water is just so important because it's our universal connector. Like when we think of the things that we have in common with others and how we are all supported by the natural environment, you can see that we have a baseline of commonality. And for me personally, but also within See Potential, we just value highlighting interconnectedness, helping community see the interconnectedness of water within our community as it shows up in your personal life, but also within the careers and the industry that is really driving Washington. It's a top grossing industry within Washington State. And so I feel like having that chance to share that with community is just really important. And also on the other side, unpack some of the trauma that is related to water and having opportunities to explore connection to water through learning about water and how you are sharing communalities, but also how there's really cool career paths that you can go into to continue to explore your relationship with water and make money.
We have a variety of different programs that we offer throughout the year. One of them being a beach exploration, observation type program. So we're touring different beaches in the Seattle area and looking at how the beach health kind of changes in relationship to how the community dynamics change in that area, and do some kind of like tide pooling or looking at the different sea creatures that we find in that habitat together, as well as doing like healing-based activities such as journaling or meditation, making music with the water or organic materials on the beach. We also do a more hands-on career-based exploration program called Get Into It Maritime, which has been in Seattle the last 2 years, but we'll be in Tacoma this year. But it's touring different careers in maritime and getting to do something hands-on that the professionals actually do in their jobs themselves. Our interest was marine science really at first, but we started doing market research and talking to people in the community about our idea, and this idea of maritime in the traditional sense really started coming in. And so we're learning as we go too, but we're learning that there is a lot of stable jobs, high-paying careers that you don't even need a college education for or higher education, that you could work your way up within. And we wanted to share that with community because it's a great opportunity to bring economic stability and also just get us more connected to water, or reconnected to water, I would say. We're a really young org. We're only like 2 years old. So some of this change that we hope to see is kind of like long-term that the industry needs to do. But I guess we could say there's a lot of interest in what we're doing right now, and a lot of other people doing what we're doing in the same way. There seems to be a lot of acknowledgement that we need to invest in youth and help them get into this workforce and support them. But we would love to see a little bit more on the industry side of like being adamant about changing their workplace culture and making sure it's actually safe and inclusive without feeling too defensive or open-minded about the potential for change and growth.
Something that we're really proud about within our youth program is that we've only been doing them for really like two full seasons right now, but we've had over 5 returners, which is really impactful for us because our groups tend to be very small anyway. And so I don't know, you can kind of see that even though it's like new and we are still figuring out our own stuff, that the youth are invested in it and they want to continue learning. A lot of them say, oh, it's nice to talk to y'all because I don't feel judged and I feel comfortable enough to ask the questions that might feel uncomfortable and could upset people. We are consistently trying to learn about other communities' perspectives around water, those rituals that exist already around water, and how water has been a part of BIPOC communities well before we have been having this conversation and narrative going on. And so we like to learn and consistently be learning and develop our programs or activities, games around those narratives. I think having more support to unify all the efforts that are happening and give the resources needed to continuously sustain someone leading that and keeping everyone together in that way would be easier if the government supported that.
As far as funding goes, it's hard when it's restrictive, or sometimes people are just focused on, like, we want to pay for what we think is important to pay for, but listen to the community orgs or the folks doing the work about where the funding should be going and how it best supports progress on these fronts. I think our vision for the future is just seeing more people engaging around water, like celebrating around water, being happy around water, grieving around water. I can go on and on, but like being in reciprocal relationship with water and feeling nurtured by water.